Hello, my friends. Good afternoon, or whatever time of day it is for you. I'm Annalisa, and I welcome you to an exciting episode of Let's Talk Soul to Soul. Joining me for episode 22 is someone you might recognize from a previous episode back in February, actually February 14th, my dear soul sister, Alana Joy Newton. So please get yourselves comfortable as we await the arrival of Alana Joy. Oh, wonderful. And as you're joining, please share where you're from. Feel free to use that comment section to interact, or the emojis. I'm sure many of you are more familiar with this than I am, but here we are, episode 22. Fantastic. And I know for my soul sister Alana Joy, this has been quite a journey, putting ourselves out there through social media, finding ways to connect, to reconnect. Oh, wonderful. I have a warmish drink in my favorite mug. I have a feeling Alana might be bringing hers as well. I am so excited to share this sacred space and to create with you, dear friends, soul family, this beautiful space where souls can find ease and where we can offer this energy of love, of support that really connects us no matter where we are. It's pretty amazing, actually. Now that I'm thinking back to these early days of doing soul to soul and putting it out there, and to just the conversation that I had with Alana when we did our soul to soul in February. It's really amazing what can happen when we have an intention of connecting. It is so beautiful. And there she is, my radiant soul sister.
Hello.
Back.
I'm back. I'm actually back. I am gonna move myself back because I see my head's cut off.
We want to see that. Yes. Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
There we go.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for joining us again, Alana Joy. I am so proud of you. I just want you to know.
Thank you.
I just want you to know. I want everyone to know. And for anyone out there who is apprehensive about taking steps, even just one, in the direction of something that you know has been placed on your heart, may this time together affirm for you that you're not alone in feeling that way.
Yeah.
We have experienced that. It's not a feeling that necessarily goes away, but we are accepting that as part of the human condition, embracing it, and you know what? Befriending it. And this is where the miracle happens, that the connection that we have is forming that bridge, right? For the expression of what is on your heart. And so, my dear Alana Joy, I pulled out, I want you to know, my notes that I had written in my favorite little journal.
I love it. Yeah.
And when I wrote about our Let's Talk Soul to Soul, episode 8, February the 14th, so symbolic because you are an embodiment of love.
As are you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And joy. And I wrote beneath, there was part of a quote, "We teach best what we need to learn."
So true, isn't it?
And so, my dear soul sister, I'm going to hand this over to you for you to share some exciting news with us, your journey from rookie in this world of social media to, listen, you have rounded at least second base, okay?
Oh, good. I can be
Absolutely.
competitive sometimes, so yeah, that's great.
Your hands are in the air, and I see this real desire in you to want to continue on with this mission, and it's one of connection that now you are opening up in even more expansive ways.
Mm-hmm.
So please tell us more.
Well, I just thank you again for joining me in this. I mean, today and on February 14th, this journey, and you are a significant part of this. I'm just remembering when you and I first connected, and I was sitting on my deck working on the announcement I'm going to share today, and I didn't know Instagram. I had just joined Instagram, and your face popped up and a song attached in the notes, and I had no idea how Instagram worked, but the song spoke to me. So I sent you a message. I said, "Oh wow, like this song is really speaking to me right now." And yeah, and then the connection started between you and
That's
I.
it. The breadcrumbs that you've
Yeah,
spoken about.
yeah, yeah. So I look at the breadcrumbs for our relationship, our connection, and that we're walking this path together with so many others of
Yeah.
following the guidance of our soul. And it is the path less traveled.
Yes.
It's the path less traveled. And like you were sharing before, just like what's that one next step? And this is something I guide clients through and myself. It's like, what's the smallest next step you can take without, getting overwhelmed? And so that's progress, right? Continuing
Yeah.
to walk back into our soul. And like you said, it's an ongoing process. I wonder if this will ever go away, the feeling, the fear, the uncertainty, and probably not, and so like you say, it's being with it, welcoming it as part of this journey.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Alana Joy, I've got to tell you, also as you're speaking, thank you so much for sharing this journey and acknowledging the role we play in each other's lives. We are companions.
Yeah.
We are Isn't it
Yeah.
beautiful? This companionship, I just love it. It just, oh. But beside me, I'm just going to share, I have two, as we travel and we do wonder about what, should I take that next step?
Mm-hmm.
It's this awareness of the signs.
Mm-hmm.
And beside me, I have a compass.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after this soul to soul, I have a meeting with Caregivers Alberta to talk about a caregiver program that I'm facilitating.
Ah. Ah.
Compass
I mean,
for the caregivers.
yep.
And so this
Signs
inner
abound.
compass,
Yeah.
right?
And that's part of this journey, is opening ourselves to those signs,
Yeah.
when we've probably been disconnected from them, because maybe they're not scientific or evidence based.
Yeah.
And so we've likely grown up in an environment where we've been disconnected from these signs, but they abound. Once we start to open and allow ourselves to receive, we are guided on this
Yes.
journey of, fulfilling our soul's mission.
Yes. And
Yeah.
the trail angels who I envision as parachuting out from the sky,
Mm-hmm.
like you, they do appear. And for those of you who know that, maybe you're feeling this inner compass of yours is strong. And that's how I was feeling. My inner compass, my beliefs, my values, my mission
Yeah.
was strong, but
Yeah.
I needed, there was
Yeah.
something that was blocking me from fully expressing. And that's why when I look at this compass, which I'm learning about because I'm doing a group management program so that I can lead groups on hikes in nature and forest therapy and support caregivers through a compass program. sometimes we need these external
Yes.
guides
Yeah.
like you. And that's what I see in this beautiful gift, this new offering that you have.
Yeah, we're not meant to journey alone, you know.
No.
And so yeah, walking with others on this path. And I see Lori's joining us, and she's another, walking this path with us of, listening to the call of our soul. That's what we're here to do. And so that's what I'm really excited to share about here. I've had this on my soul and my heart for, probably forever since I
Yes.
arrived in this body on this planet.
Yes.
And then, I've had it inform, and I've been guiding people through this process for many years. Um, and so I'm pivoting slightly in the way that it's packaged and delivered, but I have been guiding people through this process for years, and I've seen the difference it can make in people's lives. This is a time collectively to reconnect.
Yes.
To reconnect. We've become so divided collectively and internally, and this is where I primarily focus. This is my soul's mission focus, is this internal disconnection from our heart, from our body, and from our soul. And if we're internally disconnected, it's really difficult to externally connect. We'll be externally disconnected. So our inside world is, our experience of our inside world is our experience of our outside world. And so if we're internally disconnected, we'll be externally disconnected. And so I believe the path to peace on earth is internal reconnection. Starting there. Starting there. And so that's what I know my soul is here to do. So just a little bit of a backstory in case there's anyone watching that doesn't know a bit of the backstory and how this landed on my soul from birth is I'll kind of do the Coles Note version because I want to focus more on the offer than my story. But in adulthood, I was diagnosed with a rare genetic condition of the connective tissue. That was not lost on me. It was for a little bit, but then when I dove deeper, I'm like, there's a deeper meaning here. I have a disorder of connection. It's not just my collagen is faulty at the DNA level. I have a disorder of connection. And so I took a deeper dive into what that really meant. And I became very aware of all the ways I was living a life disconnected. I had been disconnected from my body because I had been told that what I was experiencing wasn't true, and so I didn't trust it anymore. I was disconnected from my soul because I had intuitive knowings and nudges and guidance and voices and premonitions and all that as a child. And I was like, that was not to be talked about. There was no way for me to understand that. And I was disconnected from my emotions because, I think like so many of us, we're conditioned, certain emotions are acceptable or not, certain emotions are acceptable or unacceptable. And so if we grow up in a family where, you're too sensitive, or don't cry, or don't show anger, or don't, and it can be subtle, but, especially sensitive souls will, receive that message that, I got to shut this down. I have to shut down my emotions to be accepted and loved by my caregiver because that's survival. So we adapt in all these ways for love and acceptance because that's survival. But then we continue to remain disconnected from who we really are because it wasn't safe to express who we really are.
And so as you share this, our friends, soul family that's out there, maybe you're seeing your life unfolding in these moments when this sense of disconnection was greater than others. Was there a time when you really realized that this is it? This is I see something here that I really need to put out there. It's calling me.
Yeah, there were a few moments, and one of them that just came in for me now is, I mean, at that dark place, at the
Yeah,
bottom of that deep, dark well, that's often
yeah,
where we get our guidance.
so true.
And I had many dark moments, and, when I was diagnosed and shortly after my father died, and I was
Yeah,
questioning my life, I was
yeah,
questioning, uh, how disabled am I going to be with this condition? Is my life going to be, shorter than expected? Not that we ever know these things anyways, but,
mhm,
that veil of certainty of life had been abruptly lifted, and that sent me spiraling into my dark night of the soul.
yeah,
And at the bottom of that well is where, I mean, I heard voices. I literally heard voices, to search the rubble, right? To
yes,
excavate who I really was.
yes,
And that catalyzed my journey of reconnection back into myself. And I mean, in so many different modalities, that's what I did over a period of several years. I reconnected with my
yeah,
body because I had been living in my head. I reconnected with my
mm,
heart because, yeah, certain emotions hadn't been safe to feel, but now I was creating a container where they were safe to feel. And
yes,
I reconnected with that intuitive voice because, yeah, I mean, it was just so loud that I couldn't not hear it anymore.
yes. Oh, Alana Joy, that is so beautiful what you're sharing, and I thank you for opening your heart. I thank you because it's very easy for that heart to be encased in layers of protection
Yeah,
when we are feeling
yeah,
unsafe to be,
yeah,
to be, just to be
yeah.
our true, most authentic, raw self, fully exposed.
Yes, because that's what we're meant to be.
Yeah,
That's what we're here for. We're here to be our unique, authentic selves. That's what this planet needs. That's what humanity needs, is for us to be showing up as ourselves.
yes,
You know?
yes. And you speak to what I believe offers such hope in times of darkness and profound heaviness
Yeah, yeah,
that is weighing upon all of us in one way or another.
yeah,
It has felt like we have endured a battle, and many are still
yeah,
in it. But this offer of hope through reconnection, and along with that, surrounding yourself in that energy of those who help to put your soul at ease,
mm,
where you feel safe,
yeah,
supported, and being able to make those decisions, to be able to discern consciously
yeah,
who you're allowing into the
yeah,
sanctuary of your
absolutely.
soul.
Absolutely. That's so important, who we allow into our, yeah,
Yeah,
into connection and energy field, right? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You're one of those people, Alana Joy, that I embrace and am so grateful for. And even though when we talk, it's not in person. In
yeah,
person,
yeah,
what we've learned, right, is that the exchange transcends the physical plane.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, I can feel it right now, right? I mean, yeah, 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 we're energy. Yeah,
Mhm. And that's why
yeah,
I'm so glad you've taken this step with
yeah,
your offering.
yeah.
Of course, I would love to go somewhere we could gather in person. You could work your beautiful magic,
Mm.
and we could, have that exchange. But that is not possible. But guess what? There are other ways, and that's what this journey, I think, has revealed to you. What has been placed on your heart is not meant to be contained, and
Yeah,
it has found expression. Yeah,
yeah, it was literally placed in my DNA.
yeah,
Like it was there in my DNA to remind me, the medicine is connection.
yeah,
The medicine is reconnection. And I often, I'll say reconnection, I put the in brackets because,
Yes.
it's not a connecting for the first time. It's not like we're
Yes.
just discovering a new self, right?
Yes.
It's coming back to who we've always been, but we've forgotten, we've
Mm.
forgotten because we've been layered up with all this like conditioning and patterns and behaviors, and we've forgotten who we really are. And the society these days really supports that disconnection from self. I mean, there are so many tools and tricks and toys to keep us disconnected from who we really are. And this is what I believe ails us as
Yeah.
humanity right now,
Yes.
is this disconnection, the distraction, and the numbing from following the guidance of our soul. And then we outsource the wisdom to others who, they don't know our soul's mission, right? Yeah. So, becoming internally reconnected is so important for us, collectively, to heal. Yeah. Yeah.
I so feel that. And I'm sure many of you who've joined us share that desire. And often it's not the how, but it's the who that comes in our life that allows us to enact it or take inspired action. And so this is a time, I think it's so exciting actually, think about this. This is a time of remembering
Who felt that? Yes.
who we
Yes.
are, the essence,
Yes.
reconnecting, reuniting to that self and to each other, because that is where we are not meant to stay stuck in survival mode as individuals or collectively.
Exactly.
This is an opportunity. This is a call. This is a sacred responsibility, I feel, at that level. For me, for you to step into this
For all
act
of
of,
us.
okay, let's do this
Right?
together.
Yeah. It is a sacred, I love that. Yes, exactly. It's our sacred responsibility to step into who we are, to remember who we are, because that's what we're here for, is to fulfill our soul's mission. And so, kind of getting rid of the distraction and coming back to ourselves, remembering. It's absolutely a remembering. Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel that this is one way, Alana Joy, that you're offering this gift. You've journeyed and you continue to, but this gift of companionship, because as you said earlier, we are not meant to travel alone, and we are walking each other home.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Yeah. And we can think of that, the ultimate sense when when we leave this human body, walking each other's home. But even right now, in this moment, we're walking each other home. We're guiding and supporting each other for being, our soul self home. Yeah.
Absolutely. That idea of home, and I think of that exactly as you say, that inner sanctuary, that sacred space where we can be.
Yeah.
Just be.
Just be.
Just be.
So
go ahead.
This program that I am very excited to launch. It's been on my heart and soul since birth. It started to come into, fruition many years ago. And I've facilitated many people through it as a therapeutic group. And now I'm running it as an online program, and it's called Beneath the Surface, Excavating Your Authentic Self. Yeah.
Do you
and
feel
even
that,
the title,
friends? Do you feel it? The title itself, do you feel that? Friends out there, wow. I see some fireballs.
Yeah. Well, and the name dropped in. I knew it was, my guys just kind of dropped it into my brain years ago. And, because beneath the surface, what we see on the surface of our lives, the masks that we wear, it's often just a small fraction of what's really happening for us and who we really are. And these masks, the surface level is who we've adapted to become to be loved and accepted and protected, right? Or and then we keep these patterns for years and we think that they're us, but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So beneath the surface, it's about going to the depths, going to the depths beneath all those crusty layers of conditioning of who we thought we were, and going through them compassionately. And this is a key ingredient for my process, is the compassion.
Yes.
Yeah.
The missing
because
piece often
the missing piece, and then we can't get there. You know, if we're beating ourselves up for being a certain way, if we're in a place of criticism, that's not how we change. That's not how we grow. You know, even at the nervous system level, compassion is an emotion we feel when we're in the parasympathetic nervous system, and that's a place of growth and healing. When we're in the sympathetic, that's right, crisis response. We don't heal and grow when we're in crisis, and when we're in fear, we're in crisis. So if we're criticizing ourselves, we're in fear, we're in crisis, we're not growing. We're not. So this compassion, and it's not just kind of a lofty term, like at the nervous system level, it's absolutely a key ingredient to grow and heal.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so important. Even just this little revelation, what you're sharing, and I see we have some comments coming and some claps, and even this knowledge that you share is an act of empowering others with the basics of how our bodies work. This incredible being that houses us. And that we're not alone. We're not alone. Normalizing that fear launches us into this it's needed at times. We have to be in this place of this, sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. But for prolonged times, it does damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And this has been my experience of being in sympathetic activation for decades. And also, the hundreds of clients that I've guided through this process and I work with individually, many of them have lots of diagnostic labels, really just a symptom of overextended sympathetic activation. And so, yes, it is, there are some practices that bypass the human body, that bypass the human experience. And I believe it's so important to integrate them all. So when I say them all, what I bring into this program is I bring the heart, the psychology, the emotions. I bring the body, the somatics, the nervous system understanding, and I bring the soul, the intuition, right? Knowing how to connect with intuition and recognize signs, and so it's this trifecta. And this is what our human experience is. It's heart, it's body, and it's soul. And I mean, I don't add in mind there because I kind of think of mind as being a part of all that anyways. But so these are the three pillars that I guide people through, is that reconnection with heart, so the emotions, reconnection with body, the sensations, and reconnection with soul. And, if we leave one piece of that puzzle out, it's not quite complete. Because as humans, we are all those things. So if we leave a part of that out, then it's helpful. I'm not saying that these things in isolation are not helpful. Yes, going to a psychologist and doing pure psychological work, it's helpful.
Yes.
It's helpful. And, going to a body worker and doing only somatic work, it's helpful, right? But we need to bring them all together. So this is what I offer in this program, is weaving all of these together. And my professional background, not that professional and personal are that separate, but my professional background as a psychotherapist, as a nurse, and now as an awakened person who's gone through my own dark night of the soul, I bring all those together in this program.
It's incredible. Alana Joy, it's so incredible, because our systems are broken because of that. They have failed to see this integration, to acknowledge, to honor, to validate, and then to generate solutions, opportunities for people to tap in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I think specifically of medicine,
Yeah.
because that's the area I worked in, and I'm kind of on the periphery now, but I think of how, how medicine has compartmentalized the human experience. I
Yeah.
mean, right? All these departments and compartments, and what really kind of struck me, I mean, I was working in the system as a nurse for 16 years. Like, I wasn't naive to the system at all. I knew it very well. But what really struck me was when I was labeled with this diagnosis, it's a diagnosis that affects every body system. And so I had an appointment with, the GI. I had an appointment with cardiac. I had an appointment with orthopedics. I had appointments all around the hospital with all these different departments, and none of them were talking to each other.
Yeah.
Right? So my experience through my, diagnosis reminded me, or really brought to the forefront of, wait a second, like, we're not these little compartments and departments. That's not the human experience.
Yeah.
We need to bring them all together.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a better way.
There's a better way.
There is a better way.
Yeah.
And this is that time of questioning these old ways and systems and saying, like, Cecily, got to keep down this road. It's not working. It's glaringly obvious how broken it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here is, okay, wow, let's open our eyes, our hearts to seeing, to experiencing another way.
Yeah.
Because if that feeling is deep down that this doesn't feel right anymore, listen to those whisperings. You talk about whisperings.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And our body is really our portal to our soul. Our body is our portal to our soul. It's the vessel that our soul is in. And so it's communicating to us always. Always. And it's not wrong. I think the other thing the Western medical system has done is pathologized being human, right?
Absolutely. Exactly.
Yeah. 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 And then, when it's pathologized, when I'm feeling, nervous or anxious about something, and that experience is pathologized, when really it's just a message from my soul that I'm out of alignment, right? Yeah. But when that's pathologized, then I start to fear the anxiety, because it's like, oh, the anxiety is wrong. I need to fear that, right? Rather than leaning into it and listening to the message that it's sharing, because it's just a message from our soul calling us back into alignment.
Yeah.
Right? But, we've overly, as, Western society, we've overly pathologized the experience of being human. And then, of course, there's often, a medication to follow, which further disconnects us from these messages from our soul. Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I feel it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the gift here is that there are many of us who are finding new ways to connect with each other and share this message, journey together, and we will have, and I know we are having a ripple effect out there in the world.
Yeah.
In ways that are simple. I've always been one who is, big, like be the change, do the big things, like the last 4 years, fight the systems. And I had to then recalibrate and listen to the signs my body was saying that, Annalisa, these boxing gloves need to come down.
Oh, felt that. Yeah. Right.
Because that energy is being trapped.
Yes.
Walls that don't need to be there.
Yes. Yes. Oh, so beautiful. Yes. Yes. If we stay in that place of anger, we're disconnected. And obviously anger absolutely has its place. I'm the first to validate anger. It's a protective message from our soul.
Yeah.
And if we stay there, I mean, at the body level, it harms us, causes inflammation. Like, it harms our body if we stay in anger. And it perpetuates disconnection, You know, when we have our walls up, it perpetuates disconnection, and healing doesn't happen when we're disconnected. Healing happens when we come back together. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's, I invite everyone just to take a moment and acknowledge, just being here right now with us together in this beautiful energy of love, of unconditional love,
Yeah.
acceptance,
Yeah.
joy, hope, possibility.
Yeah. I'm feeling it. I just feel so hopeful and excited, for us collectively. There's a shift. There's a shift.
Yes.
It's been culminating. But there's a shift. Like
Yes.
even today, I feel it. There's a shift in the collective energy, and all these, I think of us as bright lights are coming together, and we're an unstoppable force. The light's an unstoppable force.
Absolutely. The human
Yeah.
spirit, that which this has shown,
Yeah.
is so bright,
Yeah.
so strong.
Yeah.
And here we are generating more and more. I mean, Alana Joy, when I received your beautiful newsletter this morning and I saw the iceberg at the top and the tip and this what's beneath the surface is what is being revealed and exposed with the best of intention.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your offering, your beautiful offering that you're sharing with the final few sentences, I just want to state with everyone, it's now time for us to mend the divide and reconnect within ourselves and with others, to deeply heal individually and collectively. It's time. And so for those of you who are listening and you're saying, oh yeah, it's time, give us a few more breadcrumbs, drop a few more.
Yeah.
How can our friends take the
I'll
next
share a
step?
few more details about the program. So
Yes.
it's an 8-week group coaching container. And so right now the calls are live. So we have a 2-hour weekly session. I'm going to keep the container very small because, part of the value is that very, intimate processing. Sharing with others, hearing from others. So I'm keeping the container very small, especially for the first round. Maybe it'll grow, we'll see, but it's not an educational group.
Yeah.
It's a group where we really do dive beneath the surface and explore these parts of self and create a safe container for them to be seen and held by others, because that is part of the medicine is internal connection, but also connecting with a safe container. Yeah. So we start to recalibrate to that safety of expression, that safety of sharing soul. Yeah. So the container itself is part of the medicine.
Yes.
So it's a 2-hour group coaching call every week for 8 weeks. And after each session, there'll be practices, journaling prompts, meditations, whatever kind of fits what was explored in that session. And then and during the whole container, there's also an online platform to connect with each other. So if stuff comes up during the week, and I'll be in that container as well. Probably on Facebook. I'm still figuring out these logistic bits, but so there'll be an online community with like cohort specific. So it's safe in that container. Yeah, that's how it will start. Anyways, as it grows and grows, cohorts will be together, but it will be when everyone has kind of completed the work. And so it's starting in June. Date to be announced. But it's starting in June, and if anyone is feeling called, wants to learn more, you can join my mailing list and you can get more information there. And the wait list is now open.
I see that.
Yeah.
The wait list is now open. So if there's an interest at all, if you feel that nudge, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. And I know, Alana Joy, you are very much one who, you value connection in any way. So to connect with you with a message, like a direct message, is that a good
Absolutely.
way to reach
Yeah.
out?
Yeah. So you can reach me on Instagram, and I guess if people are watching here, they know what my name is on
Yes,
Instagram. This social media stuff
yes.
is still new for me, but yeah, you can reach me here on Instagram. I'm very open to that. You can also send me an email at my website, which is alanajoynewton.com. And yeah, yeah.
Beautiful. Alana Joy, I've got to tell you, you're far beyond second base. You know, you really are. And I want to let you know that I figured out how to save this recording, this live.
Okay.
So it was something that for episode 8,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah.
know that these lives disappear after like 30 days.
Right.
So what I will do, and for anyone out there who does lives and wonders about this kind of thing, I will add you as a collaborator so that you can share the episode or do all snippets or whatever else with editing. And also that I will download it from the archive. So that is the way that then it can be put somewhere else. For example, on YouTube or another platform,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I've learned.
Look at you learning and growing,
Experience.
right?
But this
Yeah.
is what we do
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I remember our faces when we first got on February
I
14th,
know.
the joy. We're like, yes,
Yeah.
we did it.
Yeah. Right. I know. And this is still only my third live, so I was still, oh yeah, okay. I think I'm starting to figure this out. But message that came in for me this morning, and it's an often, it's something I remind myself of often. It's progress over perfection,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And
absolutely.
we just got to keep
Mhm.
going. We just got to keep going. And for many, that's difficult. And so part of what I guide people through is understanding, if they label themselves as a perfectionist, yeah, understanding how
Yes,
that was adaptive at a time in their life. They absolutely needed to be a perfectionist to keep themselves in safe connection. And how is it now limiting them? And so that's something I see in my own journey. Yes, I absolutely needed to be a perfectionist to keep myself emotionally safe, connected, secure, and, relationship. And now, or,
yes,
historically, there's a long
yes,
track record of how that's hindered
yes,
me. And so no more. No more.
yes.
I compassionately understand why I felt the need to be perfect, and I'm abandoning that now.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah. Case in
I
point, doing live, sending newsletters, just starting my program. Did I have the
absolutely.
perfect launch plan? No. But, I know it needs
Yes,
to be birthed. The world is
yes,
calling for it. My
yes.
soul is itching, chomping at the bit to get it out. So it's time. It's not perfect, but it's time.
This is so amazing, this birthing. This has been a common theme with several guests too, and
Yeah.
even myself, this
Oh,
birthing. It's not without its pain.
right. Oh,
But wow,
yeah.
stopping and acknowledging again the journey to this point. And I invite, all of you who are joining, and this is for you too, my dear soul sister, let's take a moment every day, even before bed, to just validate, to celebrate a win, to celebrate something in your day that has brought you
Yeah.
joy,
Love that.
whatever that little
Yeah.
bit is, whatever it is. And just some beautiful comments coming into, and my apologies, I'm not so quick with reading. And
Yeah.
I believe it's Lori. Thank you so much. Your comment, it was perfect for what it was divinely guided for. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you needed to go through what you went through in even these last 4 years of complete surrender in order to birth
Yeah.
beautiful gift.
Yeah. Uh,
I thank you with all my heart,
thank you too.
Alana Joy,
Thank you too.
and for all of you, the most underrated contributor to healing and flourishing, I truly believe, is being in the presence of others who make you feel safe and allow that light within to shine brightly, not to be reduced to just say a pilot light or a dim. or a small flame, a flicker.
Yes. Yes.
It's in us all.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah. To surround ourselves with others who fan our flames, make them
Yes,
bigger. Yeah.
absolutely. So that's you. You are a fanner of flames,
So are
my dear
you.
friend.
So are you.
Well, I look forward to connecting again. We do in so many ways, but perhaps we'll be able to jump on another live or who knows, and share more of this beautiful good news of hope, of possibility for ourselves as individuals and collectively for humanity,
For humanity.
our gift.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time. And before we go, I'm just realizing I brought something by special request, which I would have had anyways,
Yes,
but I didn't even bring it on screen.
I was waiting, and I brought my favorite mug too.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And this was from my ESL students, and I love this mug. I was waiting for yours,
Yeah.
Alana Joy. Thank you for filling my cup, and thank you all for filling our cups. It's incredible, right?
Yeah.
These simple little steps we can take.
Yep. What is the next aligned step? Just
Yes,
focus on that. What is the next aligned step?
go for it. All right.
Okay.
My dear, thank you. And I will get this up and posted this afternoon sometime. I'm going to jump
Yeah.
on. I have a beautiful meeting about the Compass for Caregiver.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank
Shine
you.
on.
It's a joy to connect. Keep shining.
Absolutely.
Keep shining.
All with you too. And all
Okay.
of you, soul family.
Yeah. Thank you
Ciao for now.
for being here. Okay.
Until next
Bye for now.
time. Proud of you.
Bye.